Good evening, and welcome to this meeting of Westminster's Mayor and Common Council. The council meets on the second and fourth Mondays of every month. Usually, we meet at Westminster's historic City Hall, the Emerald Hill Mansion on Longwell Avenue. Tonight, again, due to a water pipe rupture at the city offices on Main Street and the need to temporarily relocate city staff to work out of City Hall, we meet tonight, as we did last meeting, here at the Carroll Arts Center. The Arts Center, formerly the Carroll Theater, was purchased by the city and subsequently renovated to serve as the home of the Arts Center, which leases the building from the city for $1 a year. We're very proud to have this great cultural resource here in the heart of the city and appreciate the Arts Council's assistance in providing us this space to meet tonight. Please note that council meetings, although open to the public, are also available and streamed live on the city's YouTube page, as well as the Community Media Center channel and website. Now I'll begin, as we do every meeting, with the pledge to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As a courtesy to everyone, please take a moment to silence your cell phones or any other electronic devices you have with you that might disrupt the meeting. Thank you. Copies of tonight's agenda and the entire information packet that the council will be using is available online on the city's website. Copies of the agenda that we're using this evening are available here in the front of the room. All right, we have two presentations this evening. The first is the announcement of candidates for mayor and common council in the 2025 election. And for that, we will turn to our city clerk, Mr. Douglas Barber. Okay. Mr. Barber.
All right. I don't have a mic, but I think I'm okay. If everybody can hear me, is that okay?
Or do you?
Do you want to step to Mr. Dayhoff's microphone there?
Oh, yes.
Thank you, sir. So the certified candidates for the Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 general election. Candidate registration has now closed as of Friday at 4:30 p.m. and the candidates are as followed: Mona Becker for mayor, one position for a 4-year term, Mona Becker, Nicholas Thomas. For council member, 2 positions for 4-year terms, Tony Cavacci, Dan Huff. That's the report.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Barber. Let me just note that we're very pleased to have, I think, 2 members of our elections board here with us this evening. Mr. Robert Peoples, Jr., the chair of the board, and Amanda McGuire, the vice chair. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for your service to the city. We appreciate it very much. Next, we have an Arbor Day proclamation from the mayor, Mayor Becker.
Thank you. Come over here, Mr. Depot. Come on up.
Oh, we do.
We'll put you on stage. Thank you. How's that? All right, this is in honor of Arbor Week, which is held April 21st through April 27th. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And this holiday, called Arbor Day, is observed in Westminster every year with a celebration organized by the Tree Commission. And trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil from wind and water, clean the air, produce oxygen, increase groundwater, clean surface water, and provide habitat for wildlife. And properly placed trees cut heating and cooling costs by moderating the temperature, reducing the urban heat island effect. And trees increase property values and enhance the economic vitality of business areas. And trees inject natural beauty into the city for residents and visitors alike to enjoy. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Mona Becker, Mayor of the City of Westminster, do hereby proclaim the week of April 21st, 2025, as Arbor Week in the City of Westminster, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day on April 25th, 2025, and to support efforts to protect our trees, plants, and forests. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees, to which will farther increase the sustainability of the City of Westminster, Carroll County, the state of Maryland, and the entire planet. Adopted this 24th day of March, 2025. Would you like to say anything?
Nothing.
Will we be planting trees?
Yes. We'll update the mayor and common council with the events associated with Arbor Day, planting the tree, as well as the bug release that we typically do.
Great. Ms. Gruber, are we taking a picture or no? Okay. I know you would always like one, but
You need to vamp a little bit. You need to vamp some while she gets up here.
you don't leave a microphone.
Little soft shoe.
Don't leave the microphone unattended in my hand.
Other
Thank you,
duties as assigned.
Thank you, Dr. Becker. Move on now to approval of minutes. We have minutes from the meeting of the Mayor and Common Council on March 10th and minutes from the closed meeting of the same date. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
To approve, Mr. President.
Been a motion by Mr. Cavacci. Is there a second?
Second, sir.
There's a second by Mr. Dayhoff. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it, and the ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. Thank you. We have 3 items on the consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve the consent calendar.
Been a motion by Ms. Gilbert. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Mr. Hoff. All those in favor of approving the consent calendar, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it, and the ayes have it, and the consent calendar is approved. Thank you all very much. Now it's time for the report from the mayor. Dr. Becker.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. I'll keep this short as we have a short agenda this evening. Last week, I took part as a member of MML's Outreach and Engagement Committee to read essays by 4th graders across the state of Maryland for the If I Were Mayor essay contest. It was a lot of fun, and there were some really fantastic essays to choose from during the competition. And I want to give a shout out to the committee chair of the Outreach and Engagement Committee, which is our own city clerk, Mr. Doug Barber, who leads a great meeting, I would say. I also attended the MML chapter dinner in New Windsor. This was also held in celebration of Neil Roop's last chapter dinner, as he is not seeking re-election this year. The mayors issued a proclamation for Mayor Roop declaring March 19th, 2025 as Neil Roop Day in Carroll County. On Friday, March 21st, I performed my annual cameo role with Barrier Free. Barrier Free is a theater troupe from Sykesville for neurodivergent adults ages 18 plus. They create every aspect of their show, the storyline, the music, the lyrics, the script, and the performances are always really fun to attend. I always play the role of Dr. Mona Becker, Mayor of Westminster, but this year in my role, I provided the main character, Red Brick, with a new identity, which I was not aware that I could do, but certainly I could do it in the play, so that was great. That's my report, Mr. President.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Becker. Appreciate it very much. Move on now to reports from the council's committees. We'll begin with our liaison to the Carroll County Arts Council, who is hosting us tonight, Mr. Dayhoff.
We're really happy to be here, Mr. President. We're really proud of the adaptive reuse of the Carroll Theater, one of only a couple in the state. Pocomoke City has one, and we modeled this after the Avalon Theater in Easton and the State Theater in Hagerstown, and we're really proud of it. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, and I understand that the Peep Show is coming up shortly, and they have
Yes, sir.
over
Yeah, yes, sir.
over 170 entries, the Executive Director of the Arts Council.
Oh, my word. And brings an
7
awful lot of people to
and
town.
7 videos,
That would be fun.
Brings a
so
lot
that'll
of,
be a lot of fun.
yeah, it brings a lot of people to town, and we should be really, and that's not just a local draw either. That's like a Mid-Atlantic region draw, and that's just good stuff. Thank you for bringing that up, Mr.
Sure,
President.
well, we hope everybody will come to Westminster, to the mall, and take a look at the Peep Show.
They often
exhibits.
do. That's the
Yeah.
feedback that I get. They stop by our restaurants,
Right, and come downtown while they're here.
and they come, yes.
Right, thank you, all right.
Thank you.
Economic and Community Development, Mr. Hoff.
Mr. President, I have nothing to report tonight.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hoff. On behalf of the Finance Committee, I will report that Ms. Rogers will probably say a few more words about the budget. I can tell you that she's been working very hard at trying to make it all come out, so we're hopeful that she's going to be successful. The Finance Committee will be meeting in a couple of weeks to see the results of her labors and those of Ms. Imholz, our city administrator, and looking forward to reporting back to all of you soon after that. I also have no report for the Personnel Committee this evening. Mr. Cavacci, Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the theme of a brief meeting, I'll keep it brief. The Westminster Police Department recruit Justin Dean will graduate from the Carroll County Sheriff's Office Police Academy this Thursday. He will be assigned to the Patrol Bureau for field training. Certified Maryland Police Officer Jacqueline Druktenis has successfully completed her field training at the Westminster Police Department and will start her solo patrol in the Patrol Bureau tomorrow. That is it, Mr. President.
All right, very good, thank you. Public Works, Ms. Gilbert.
I have no comment for Public Works
All
today.
right, thank you. Have you got anything to share for Recreation and Parks?
I sure do. The egg sighting bunny trail and egg hunt will be coming up very shortly, April 12th from 1 to 3, out at Wakefield Park. The wine stroll will be following that on April 26th. And if anybody really wants to think about warmer weather, summer pool memberships are now on sale. Along with that, all the positions are posted for keeping our pool going and summer camp. So take a look at the website for more details on those positions. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gilbert. Technology Committee, Mr. Dayhoff.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, we want to give a shout out to Public Works and the Technology Department for all their hard work with disaster recovery. Years ago, one of the leading topics of discussion with the Maryland Municipal League was disaster recovery plans for municipalities, and I think we've done a great job of leading an example of how well we did it, because it seemed pretty seamless, and we really appreciate everyone's hard work. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. That'll be my report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dayhoff. We'll move on now to our next item, ordinances and resolutions. There are no ordinances and resolutions before us this evening. Next item is unfinished business. I'm not aware of any unfinished business. Oh, did I skip something? Oh, you're right, I did. It's right
Council
to the bottom.
comments.
Council comments.
Well, in the interest of being brief, I thought maybe, no.
Right through that, right?
And we'll do that. The next item is council comments and discussion. This is the opportunity for council members to share anything that is not elsewhere on the agenda that they'd like to mention during the council meeting. And we'll begin with Mr. Cavacci.
I'll help you out, Mr. President. No comment.
Thank you, Mr. Cavacci. Mr. Dayhoff.
No comment, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dayhoff. Ms. Gilbert.
I just have a brief comment. Councilmember Cavacci and myself were at the ribbon cutting of the expansion of the Veterans Independence Project that is now underway, and there's a lovely picture of us apparently knowing how to use a sledgehammer against a wall in the Carroll County Times.
Too funny.
But other than that, I wish them good luck, and I'm excited for them for their expansion. Outside of that, that's all I have.
All right, very good. Thank you. Mr. Hoff.
Nothing, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hoff. I'll just mention that I've had the chance to be at City Hall a bit with the city staff as they have been working in their temporary quarters. And, you know, I mentioned last meeting about how amazed I was at how hard everybody's working to move everybody in and out and get all that done. But I just want to say something else about the other thing that I've gotten to observe, which is the incredible camaraderie amongst the city staff. I'm so impressed. I think we've got, you know, it's a terrific group of people. They clearly enjoy working with each other and supporting each other. And I'm just really proud of how they've been working through all this, and just really pleased to see it all. So I just wanted to mention that, and my hat's off, certainly, if I wore a hat, to all the city staff for just being incredibly good sports while they're in these temporary quarters, working on folding tables and, you know, in cramped quarters, and, you know, just doing an amazing job.
Nice.
So I was on unfinished business. There's no unfinished business of which I'm aware. Does anybody have any unfinished business to bring before the council? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. There's no new business of which I'm aware. Does anybody have any new business to bring before the council? Hearing none, we'll move on to departmental reports. Mr. Depot, would you like to lead us through those?
We'll start with the Recreation and Parks Director.
Good evening. Just a couple of things to report in on, in addition to the events that Councilmember Gilbert reported on. I'd like to make you aware that on April 16th at Exploration Commons. So April 16th at Exploration Commons from 5 to 7 p.m. We'll be holding our Adaptive Recreation Karaoke Party. This is a fan favorite. This will be our third year offering this event, and it's probably one of our most well-attended, so we're looking forward to that. Our Adaptive Recreation crew just finished a service day for the Recreation and Parks Department, where they earnestly stuffed many, many Easter eggs for our upcoming egg hunt and bunny trail. So we are grateful for that partnership with them. Also, the discount, the 15% discount for pool memberships ends on March 31st. They will still be available for purchase after that time, but we do offer tiered discounts to encourage people to pay for their pool memberships in advance, so we're not processing many, many pool memberships right before we're trying to open the pool on Memorial Day weekend. So the 15% discount does end on March 31st. And then lastly, I just wanted to remind everyone that registration is open for Pickle in the Park. This is our City Park Pickleball Tournament being held May 31st and June 1st this year. And we are so excited to be hosting this event because this will be the first time that we can host this event on our brand new resurfaced pickleball courts. So we hope that anyone contemplating a tournament in their future joins us in City Park on that weekend to try their hand at anywhere from beginner to advanced competition. That concludes my report.
Thank you. I'll keep it short. We're just prepping for the move back. We're hoping that comes sooner than later. The building's looking really good, and we're just getting everything in line now to make that happen over a weekend probably. So that's my report.
Questions for Mr. Moore? Thank you. Let's move on to the Finance Director, Teresa Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Depot. Good evening. As President Pecoraro mentioned, we're finishing up the last touches on the budget before it is presented to the mayor and to the Finance Committee first for consideration and any changes. So we look forward to presenting that to the full mayor and council in the upcoming weeks. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Depot. Good evening, members of the council and mayor. I'd just like to highlight a couple of things regarding housing. During the month of February, we had 278 vouchers under lease. Our waiting list now stands at 319. For vouchers that were issued, people are finding a place to lease within 60 days. So that's my report. I'll answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We are currently technically fully staffed in the police department, which is a great thing. We continue to keep our sworn officer application process open so that we can establish a list, and we are conducting our next expedited hiring event in May. That helps us plan for any potential attrition because it can take up to a year to get a sworn police officer on the street. Our commanders have arranged to have a temporary assignment rotation for our patrol officers, which gives them an opportunity to try out detective position, community outreach, some of the task force positions. So we've had a lot of interest, so we're going to be rotating some of our patrol through there, which I think will be a great thing. That's all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
Number 2502, this is the application by the property special exception approval for conversion allowing a total of 2 dwelling units at 148 West Main Street. On April 2nd, the Historic District Commission is scheduled to hear a post-construction application for Historic Rehabilitation Tax Credit, TC 2302, for 160 West Main Street. This credit will work towards repairing the carriage house and repairing the chimney and roof of the main house. This is in conjunction with an approved conversion dwelling special exception use as well, allowing a total of 2 dwelling units at the property. The HDC is also scheduled to continue its discussion on its implementation plan and the nation's 250th preparations. I also want to point out the HDC has already awarded the $150,000 they received for fiscal year 25 facade improvement grant funds. So they've been hard at work issuing these funds. And that completes my report for community planning development. If anybody has any questions.
So the funds have already been all committed at this point?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
We had a lot. We had some that were just waiting from the previous year or so, and then obviously new applications as well. So that's good to see. People are investing in downtown.
Great.
No other questions? Then if I could, as acting city administrator, I just want to give an update on 45 West Main Street. All the drywall work has been completed and most of the walls have been painted where damage and repairs occurred. Currently, ServPro is working on trim and ceiling tiles, then plans to start cleaning and, if needed, replacing the carpet in the basement. As the carpets on each floor are cleaned, furniture will be moved back into the offices and conference rooms. Public Works has reported that all work being completed is looking good. Public Works remains in contact with Otis, our elevator company, as to when the necessary parts, which have been ordered to fix the elevator, arrive so work on the elevator can begin. So again, we're just waiting the part on that for that portion. And I would, again, like to provide a special thanks to Public Works and IT staff for their efforts with the repairs on 45 West Main Street, and again to city staff for maintaining city services at City Hall. And that completes my report.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Depot, and thank you for your time as acting city administrator for the last week and a half.
It's been
Done a fine job.
It's been exciting. Thank you.
It's been an exciting week.
It's been exciting, shoot.
The final item on our agenda is citizens' comments, when we invite the public to address the mayor and council on any issues that's on their mind, that are city issues that pertain to tonight's agenda or anything else that they're interested in. For citizens not attending the meeting, we invite you to send us your comments via email at comments@westminstermd.gov. All comments received by email will be shared with the mayor and council. We ask commenters to please include their address and phone number with their comments. And now I'll invite comments from anyone who's present here this evening. Is there anybody here tonight who wishes to be heard? Please give us your name and address for the record, ma'am. Yes. Well, thank you, Ms. McNulty. It's very kind. We appreciate that. Anyone else wish to be heard? All right. Well, seeing no one else, then that concludes our agenda and the meeting. And with that, we are adjourned.
It was a short meeting.